the end of the day, who is to blame for the loss? Dan Lanning asked about game management and those fourth down calls.
We felt, that was an opportunity for us to, get a touchdown, and a touchdown changes the game. And obviously, we're probably not talking about if we get a touchdown. That being said, the one before half is one where you really could go back and say, let's take that field goal. And it's something I'm going to assess, go evaluate for me. And we checked to see if we liked the look. We liked the look before we ran the play. We had a timeout if we didn't like the look. We liked the look, and we just didn't execute.
So this is going to be the center of conversation amongst the fan base here in Eugene. You take 6 points, 2 fourth and goal situations. It's probably a very different football game. Some people love the aggression. Some people feel it's over-aggressive. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I liked it at the time. I still kind of like it now. I mean, Lanning has kind of preached this, growth mindset. We're going to be aggressive. We're not going in there to lose, and we kind of, I joke all the time on this show that I think field goals are failures. More of my issue is the play calls over, he says they like the look there. I hate the rollout. You're taking away half the field from a player as dynamic as Nick's and kind of forcing him into a box. I really don't like those. I really didn't like those play calls kind of there. And then they ran one in the fourth quarter as well. But I just don't see anything wrong with being aggressive. It's really easy to pick on a guy, when it would have tied the game, sent it to overtime, potentially won the game. But, I like that he's being himself.
I think that part of the conversation here, at least maybe on the opposite side of the argument, is going to be that Oregon has been through this a lot. In the Chip Kelly era, Chip did this in several big games. You saw this in even the Mark Helfrich era, a little bit of it in the Mario Cristobal era, and now you see this in this game. So I think that Duck fans are probably looking around, at least part of this argument, and saying, okay, so when is that actually going to work out?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to kind of, I think you remember the times it didn't work more than the times that did work in certain situations. And I think Lanning's a young coach. He's still learning. And I'm willing to bet you're going to see, maybe he approaches some of these situations a little bit differently in the future. Now, I don't know. But at the same time, I mean, you ended up losing by 3 to an excellent football team on the road. You probably outplayed them. It's going to weigh heavily on him. I think he will adapt.
Yeah, and I think that you can also look at it and say, look, Oregon built an identity innovating offense in college football. Part of that identity was going for it on fourth and down, all of the time. So there's that part of it too.
Totally. It's like I said, I don't have a problem with them going for it on fourth. I didn't love really any of the play calls.